Well, I'm here to tell you that the future is here in many ways, and although I do realize that they're going to keep a lot of things hidden just because they can control us by doing so, there is a point in time where technology is going to start to roll out more and more. And it's no secret, in the past 100 years, there's been an explosion. And I would have to say that in terms of what they've released out into the public, once we've hit the 90s into the early 2000s there, it seems like things have started to taper off in terms of massive advancements, in terms of what they're giving the public. Some would say by now we should be flying around like the Jetsons and all this other stuff. That they have anti-gravitics and the propulsion, we know this because the guys that have exposed it and given their lives to get the information out have basically told us piece by piece that all this is out there, and that at one point in time they're going to start transferring data, basically teleporting things from one location to another. Here recently I talked about the potential for this. Now they're saying that they're doing it. I think that this is just the first release to the masses for whoever's paying attention. Look what we can do now. Information travels on angles of light. Did you know that water holds memory? Sure does. They didn't teach you that in school, did they? Well, here in this whole thing, chip-scale devices are now sending back and forth and manipulating particles of light. So this is big. They're hinting, and if they're telling us this, in my opinion, they're doing way more. Probably have already sent an apple from one spot to another, teleporting it, and probably way beyond that. Because once you can do that and you start to materialize objects, which is the next step, physical objects, taking it, transforming it into the light form, and being able to pass it along and then reconstruct it back into its fate. It's simply breaking something down, and if you can reconstruct it, then that's one point. And then being able to transfer, after you've broken all that down, into information in light, carried by light. This is the avenue they're going. This is how they're doing it with these chips. It's making it possible. Quantum physics chips, to be exact. So they're saying that it's a breakthrough. And this is the first step. So exciting in terms of teleporting things, but it always comes back to the people controlling this planet. You have to have good people in position. It doesn't matter what comes along. They will ruin it. It doesn't matter how good of a system comes along that could be ran for the people. They can manipulate it and ruin it. They can take the best technologies that this planet's ever seen to where places that have droughts, you could make it rain. You could do good things. Well, we know they've got that kind of power, but they ain't doing it, are they? No, they're not. Instead, we're seeing this being used as a weapon on the masses. So this is the problem. Even though they've stumbled across this, what good is it going to do the people? Well, it's not going to do them any good, because the ones in power, they're only going to put this out there in a form that they see fit, that they have control of, and that will not allow the everyday person to be able to advance over them. Anyhow, man, I think that this is an area that some people just look past. You really need to start paying attention to what's happening here in these fields of science, technology, and what they're doing with space. Subspace, specifically, right above us. It seems they're all preparing for something. I'll leave a link. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for breaking news. And join me over here on DLive for exclusive content that you're only going to find over here. And get ready. The new music album is coming the first of the year. Volume 1. Stay tuned.